The crane, the wolf, the bear and the boar no longer dwell upon these shores. You say the goddess and God have gone, but I tell you they live on, for in the cities and hills and in circles of stone, the voices of the old ways, the spirit of Albion is calling you home.
Guys, and welcome back to another edition of the British Pantheon. Today we are doing God Sucellos, God of the Underworld. He's a very interesting god. A lot of him is related to the Greek god Hades, since Hades' name was also called Sucellos. But as we know that traditions do blend, and especially since Rome basically took Greek and British thought for a while. Anyhow, here is God Sucellos' titles, alternative names, and spellings and symbols. Enjoy. Welcome back. The music I chose was called the Dark Lord Battle Theme music. I kind of wanted it because of what he is god of. He is god of 18 things. Let's get started what he is god of, and then we'll start the story. God Sucellos is god of abundance, success, strength, authority, protection, regeneration, alcoholics, underworld, death, dogs, trees, ravens, protector of fortune, agriculture, forest, hammers, thunder, and winter. His sacred animals is a raven, dogs, and snakes. His sacred color is red. His element is earth. His Sabbath is Yule. His associated planet is Mars. Now, God Sucellos, a lot of people, again, underworld gods are very misunderstood gods. People think underworld, they think hell, the devil, and all that Christian stuff. No. Pagans do not believe in hell. We do not believe in Christianity. The pagan gods were actually a lot better off than the... Well, I won't get on that. Just my personal opinion. But anyhow, though very misunderstood, anyhow he is god of underworld and death. That is not a bad thing. The underworld is where souls go to be sorted out. Death is just as much as part of life. Without death, we have no life. Without life, we have no death. But then again, what gets me is he's a very woodsy type of god. Trees, agricultural, forest, you know, and a very, we see he's also a very macho kind of god. Strength, authority, protection, you know. And then in the hammers and thunder, that's a little bit of weather as well. But then we see that he is god of alcoholics. Now, just like Dionysos in Greek, Dionysos was god of wine, and I think he's also someone that you would want to do a ceremony for alcoholics as well. Cernunnos is actually taken that aspect also, that he is god of alcoholics. So if you're an alcoholic or know someone that is, he would be a very good god to work with, especially if you follow the British Pantheon. But all that stuff is very interesting that he is god of. His sacred animals is ravens. Ravens represent death a lot of the time. They carry the souls. Dogs are protectors. Snakes represent the underworld. Right there is what his three animals are, which makes sense. And his dog is actually a cypress. He has cypress, just like Hades. He has a three-headed dog that he keeps beside him all the time, along with his hammer and his shield. His sacred color is red being the color of blood. And his element is earth. Since he is very woodsy, it would be earth. His Sabbath being Yule. Now, a lot of people might get confused on that he's an underworld god. But Yule is actually a Sabbath which celebrates the underworld gods, because Yule is the death of the season. The start of winter, which kills off spring, and flowers like that. So Yule is kind of part of the underworld cycle, Things start to grow underground more and disappear to the underground, if that makes sense. His associated planet being Mars. Mars, again, doesn't surprise me, since he seems to be a warrior god as well. Mars would be a planet that is a planet of the gods, war gods. Now, his representations is the hammer, cypress, beetle, ravens. His herbs and incense is hops. Now, his representation being the hammer, people think of thunder. When you think of the Nordic religion, you think of Thor as god of the hammer and thunder. He has that trait in him, that he is god of hammers and thunder. Hence his representation being the hammer. The cypress, the representation of the underworld, of the three-headed dog that guards against the gates. Beor, being he is a god of alcohol or alcoholics. And ravens, again, carriers of the souls. Now, hops doesn't surprise me, since we've seen alcohol pop up a few times. His sacred herb being hops. Hops is pretty easy to get hold of. If you want to do a ritual towards him, you don't even really have to have the raw herb of hops. You could even put like a little glass of beer towards him. Or if you have an outside altar, just spill some on the ground. You know, like, this is for God's service. You just pour some beer on the ground. He had no mother nor father. He was self-created. So that right there tells you he's an old god, since he created himself. His lover was the goddess of the dead, which makes sense, and her name is this. And he had no divine children. And just because they have no divine children does not mean that they didn't have children. It's just that none of their children became divine children. Some of their children could have been half gods, you know. Well, they would be because he's a god, so. But anyhow, this has been it for God Cernunnos. I'm sorry I didn't have much information or know much about him, but I did the best I could. And may you all have a blessed weekend. And our next god will be God of the Tribe. Anyhow, this has been Remo Pagan. Bye.